Hello and welcome to Keats Broken Boats. I'm back in Eric, the Avon Navigation Trust work tug, and hopefully I shall be bringing all this electrical system I've put in into service today. Have a look, see what you think. Now, when I first came to this boat, it looked a bit like this, with wires everywhere. This was the charging bit. The top terminal on the split charger is all melted because the cabling's all too small. This is the battery isolator. That top terminal there is actually melted and pulled out. So I've installed cable tray, rejigged all the batteries, made all new battery leads. That mega fuse is for the 24 volt cab lift system that I've rewired, made new battery leads for. I've had to fit a new isolator for the inverter. I've put that board there. I've put a lot bigger board on the back to mount my charging system that I'm going to be designing on. And there's all the new battery leads tied together out the way so they're not going to rub. This is all the hardware fitted to that bigger board on the back. Okay, I'm just coming into the last stages of doing this wiring now, which is basically just fitting all my fuses. And I've got these little MIDI fuses which are all fusing the feeds to and from the split charge relay, and then this 24 volt DC to DC charger, which is fed through this battery save module here. So just going to bang these in and then hopefully we shouldn't be too far off. Giving it a whirl, just go around checking it, make sure all my connections are tight and well made, and I'll just run through with you what I've actually done and how I've wired it. And just put in this MIDI fuse. The wiring I've put in is these chargers is 16 mil, which I think will take up to roughly 110 amps. It's only a 70 amp alternator on the engine, so I've decided to plumb for 70 amp fuses at the beginning. Obviously if these don't seem man enough, I can come up a bit, but I don't want to be going massive with them. Probably the most I would think about putting in here would be sort of 80 or 90 amps, like I say 80 or 90 amps at the most, because the fuses are to protect the wiring, and my wiring is probably all rated up to at least 110 amps, so it all should be good. Okay, I'll just get these few in and tightened up, and then I'll run through my wiring that I've done and show you what I've done. Okay, here we have it. My wiring system all in place. So I'm going to run through what I've done, but please bear in mind that this isn't a how-to video, it's just a video of basically what I've done. Take from it what you want, but like I say, this isn't a how-to video, this is just my way of doing things. So we'll start off at the beginning with this battery here. This battery is the starter battery. That battery lead from there goes up round behind there, up to the bottom of the engine isolator, which is the one in the middle there. From there, I have a battery lead that loops round and obviously comes back towards the engine. Also, off the top of that, so off the switched side of that isolator, I have taken a feed wire I've taken a feed wire which comes around there up here to this fuse here, which is my 12 volt feed to my split charger. So that wire goes around here and up into the bottom of my split charger, which is the 12 volt feed. At the split charger, I've got the 12 volt feed wire to the leisure batteries, which comes around here into the 12 volt feed from the split charger, and that wire goes around there and is connected to the top of the split charge isolator. Okay, so what that means is that when it's all isolated, everything's isolated. The batteries will only charge when the isolator's on. Okay, so now for the 24 volt system, I've come again with a feed off of the top of the switched side of the engine isolator up to this fuse here, which is the feed to the 12 to 24 volt charger. That feed wire actually comes around underneath here and into the top of this unit here, which is a battery saver. That monitors the feed coming in, and it will only connect when it reaches, I think it's about 13.3 volts. And then that feed then comes around here into the bottom of the 12 to 24 volt DC charger. Then I've got a feed coming out of the 12 to 24 volt DC charger up there to a feed which charges the 24 volt batteries. That lead there then goes back round and onto the switched side of the 24 volt battery isolator. Okay, split charge relay, it cuts in and out 12.8 to 13.3 volts. So that means that when the alternator's charging, if the starter battery is low, it will charge this first, that will kick in, then it will charge these. I have also, I don't know if you remember, if you've seen before, Eric, all these wires and everything were just hung down. The batteries were all over the place. So I've repositioned all the batteries. So all my positive terminals are running across the back. All the negative terminals are running across the front. I've also installed the cable tray across the back to clamp all my cables back to stop them rubbing, because that was an issue this boat had. I've also got cable tray going up behind all that charging system, up here, and that's supporting the cables that run up to the inverter, which is up there, and also the cable that runs out of this 240 supply, which runs down around the back here and into the little compressor which operates the air horns. So I'm all pretty much there now. I'm just going to have a quick few checks and make sure everything's tight, and then we'll be putting some isolators on it, powering it up, and starting the engine. And then I've got to start work on that. This is the engine. It's a New Holland 6-cylinder, 7.5 litre, 110 horsepower diesel engine. I've got a bit of servicing work to do to that, and I'll show you what I've done to that in another video. Thanks for watching. If there's been any interest to you, don't forget, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, all those sorts of things that help YouTube channels get on in life. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.